Oh, for sake.
Now then, Svamoth, how are we doing? Right. Nemesis, according to Steam, unlocks in approximately less than an hour. So I need to get as much in this as I'm going to get done in short time. Now, as we left off, we found out that we'd taken our foot off the research gas pedal. How much had we taken our foot off the research gas pedal? Right. We are down here as weakest guys. We're actually in 23rd now, around 24th. Great news. Equivalent, 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 no, superior, there we go. And then equivalent and superior. There are only 2 empires that have actually surpassed us in science, and I say surpassed us, are ahead of us, sufficiently to piss off our faction. We go to victories. We have a tech of 269. That is the techs that we have currently got researched. Okay, the Phoetician unity were won at 582, and the Plexicancorian sovereignty at 408. 408 compared to 269, that's catchable, but 300 technology level ahead of us is going to be a bit of an ask. Now, we at this point, having realised that, need to make a decision. We've been gimping our growth and we've been gimping our fleet size in order to please that faction. But that faction's not pleased anymore, and our current speed of growth is not sufficient for them to be pleased. So, what is the harm in us taking our foot off the gas a little bit more, so that we can grow much faster and then slap our foot flat down on the gas a little bit later? So this planet that we're building here is going to be our research hub, which means that we're going to have to move jobs across from here to there at some point in the future. That point is now. Oops, not resell. Replace. And the flat slapping of our foot down. Right, that's going to give us a huge release of consumer goods. Each one of these jobs is taking up 2.5 consumer goods. It's in reality, actually, it's taking up, I believe, 1, and the maybe 1.5. And the researchers, because of their academic privilege, are using 1 themselves. So they're still going to continue to use 1 consumer good even when they're alloy manufacturing. Okay, this industrial world here, we're probably not going to need that civilian industry. Bureaucratic centre here, it's not going to be growing to 15 anytime soon. So what I'm suggesting is that we move 5 pops from this planet over to this planet, and we get this with robots to grow nice and quick, and we are going to throw pops over to that planet plenty quick. We're not going to well, we're going to end up losing 1 civilian industry because of it, but you know, we'll have to do that. The problem is we've got low happiness. It might reset at the beginning of next month. Now, still got fairly low happiness. because we've got that problem with our science. It's not a problem with jobs or amenities, it's a problem. We also have the minus 20% from these guys, but we don't have the covering help from these guys. So we're going to have to accept that that exists. Now we might, because mining guilds and aristocratic elite, neither of those are based, neither of those are based on the fact that we are fanatic materialist. So we might consider changing our governing ethics. We've hit the alloy button. We have a somewhat of a push towards militarist. Our friends in the Vran Pact are also militarist. At some points they're going to start wanting to go to war, and they're probably going to start inviting us into it. We should be improving relations with these guys. Yes, we are. Good. And we're going to try to influence these guys so that they are relative mates with the Vran Pact. Okay, they're not rivaled by any of them. So, we want to make a friendly relation with these guys, declare them to, I mean, we can't actually press a button and say declare friendship, but declare through the diplomatic map mode these guys to become better mates with them, and there will be worse mates with them, hopefully. Then we are going to end up hopefully pushing it in the direction that those guys are the ones that the Vran decide are their war target, and not the Vrin Germany, who we want to get a research treaty with. Because if we can get a research treaty, we can get that faction approval increase. It will also help us in the fact that we're massively gimping our research speed at the moment. Now let's have a look around the galaxy for other people that we can do that with. There's the Hran Citizen League. Where are you? Okay, go. These guys. We are going to give you a trade deal. Now we're not going to open borders to any of these guys because we have loads of border to fill in. But we're going to give you, let's call it 2 alloys per month for ages. And who are you rivaling? Cuxton Multitude. I'm looking at the Confederacy beneath you. No one. But you are rivaling the Fetetian Unity. Fetetian? I'll call it Fetetian. Kiluxon Multitude. There we go. You guys. You're suspicious already. You have quite a large degree of who you are. I'm going to guarantee these guys' independence. Not very long, but long enough that I'll declare myself as friendly toward them. Hopefully I'm going to get a research treaty there. Hopefully I'm going to get a research treaty there. I'm going to keep this research treaty as long as they haven't broken it. Nope. And I'm going to please that faction. And get my happiness back up, get my productivity back up. It's 55 stability on the homeworld is garbage. 57 there. It has a 5 stability increase from noble states, and it has a third ruler, so that's why it's slightly more stable. I'm going to undo that clerk so we can fill that bureaucrat job. I'm also going to undo that clerk. Now, we were concentrating on trade on those clerk jobs because we had the consumer goods problem, but we're liberating ourselves of the consumer goods problem, so we don't have to push quite so hard on that anymore. Right, we're gonna, these guys, as they keep growing, as these guys keep growing, we're going to continue pushing pops onto the other planet. Okay, right, I am going to go slowest for the short term. Now, we have this border. We are bordered with someone who's an enemy, which is one of the things that's causing our xenophobe to move. It's a decision that we've made intentionally. We're not going to be bordering these guys, but we are rivaling. Okay, we don't want them to get onto any of our planets. Now, they can fly through our space and get to us. I don't really like that.
System survey concluded.
Also, seeing as they open borders, we actually have the ability to survey these systems. One thing we want to do is make sure that those guys don't end up taking that system or that system or that system. So we are going to sorry, you over there, once you finish that, first up, most important one I would say is this system here. And then we're going to go for that one, and then that one, and then we'll go for that one. It's not particularly valuable. We can take that off, and if they decide to push through all of this to get the very expensive territory, then fair enough.
Research concluded.
Okay. Naval cap will be nice. We're going to be really slowing down in tech though. Okay, pause for a minute. Doink, fleet manager. And throw 10 of them, and I'm going to create a new design. I'm going to have to upgrade them before I actually add it into the mix. Unpause whilst I'm doing that. This is going to be a picket, but it's going to be a artillery picket. Now, we're going to go with more shields because it's further away from battle. And this is going to be capital escort. Oh, for fuck's sake. Stop. Save. Thanks. Now, upgrade. Okay, we're looking at bad numbers along here. Consumer goods are going to be fine. I'm going to start leaning on selling consumer goods because they're not currently at a terrible price in order to secure our food. Okay, right. The biggest benefit that we're going to get from this shift is the ability to make a bigger, scarier fleet. So we have like 1.1k. I would expect these guys to have about 5k a fleet. We're severely behind on fleet size. Right, okay. I don't need to worry about filling in this anytime soon. Some of it looks valuable, but not especially valuable. One thing I am going to do, I'm going to do it now before I ended up hang on, ended it with the Yashan Star World. Please, please don't rival my ally. I want to get to the research screen. It's minus 47. I'm going to offer you a trade deal of 2 alloys.
Pt1.
Okay, we desire closer relations. You're still only neutral, but that will go up. I'm not going to guarantee their independence, just in case my ally decides to declare war on them, because that would be dead awkward. Okay, right. At this point, you can understand like how slowly I'm going through the decision making. This has been a pivotal realization, but because we're taking our foot so completely off the research gas, we need to make sure that all the decisions we make until we put it back on the gas are the right decisions. So I'm using alloys to do that with, because we're going to have a sudden spike of alloys. We're going to have a nice increase in them, and they are seen as very valuable by the AI, particularly in early game.
Pt1.
Oh, cordial. There we go. If that hadn't happened, I would have pushed for favours to get that done. Okay. Right, I've had enough of you. It was the Hidden Citizen League, wasn't it? Yes. I'm going to improve. I can't do it for 148 days. You are cordial. Why can't we have a research agreement with you? Positive relations and improving. So when we can send the envoy over there, hopefully we'll go straight into a research deal. Alright, so we're no longer sending food. That saved a bit of a problem. You can...
Warning, we are subject to a declaration of war.
I was fairly sure that was going to happen. Impose ideology. They would force us to become egalitarian, fanatic xenophiles. It's not something that we can do. If we accepted that ideology, it would take time for all of our citizens' cultures to shift, so we would be unhappy for absolutely ages. Now, if we were really worried that we were going to get wiped out, I would take that. I would literally, I would just surrender, and I would hope that the Federation builder sent us an invitation to build a Federation with them. But we should be strong enough to live on our own. Now, we set war goals. If we want to make claims, we would go to claims and we would make them. They cost influence, and the further away you make the claim, the more influence it costs. I'm not interested in making claims. I'm only interested in surviving this war. Okay, they haven't made any claims, so if we settle with a status quo, they are not going to take any of our stuff. Then they're not going to take any of our systems. We have the Vran Pact to defend us. For as long as we possibly can, our fleet is going to sit here and build fast. Okay, now let's go back to that again, and let's make that change instead, because we can build corvettes much faster. We can power spike corvettes much quicker. They'll be less effective, and we'll need to keep rebuilding them more frequently, but we can do that. It is very convenient that we're no longer going to be relying on our trade for consumer goods, because we are going to let them come in and occupy us, and then we're going to status quo. Let's go down to normal. Research that. As soon as we see them coming, this guy's going to have to run away. He's on evasive already, so he's unlikely to actually get shot. But we're going to be able to do that. Okay, right then. I'll go for humiliate as the war goal.
Research concluded.
In such an opportunity as we're able to do that, we can do that. Okay, Corvette points. Great. Just before our science actually starts disappearing down the toilet. Exotic gas refineries now. Whilst ion thruster would make our ships better, we're not going to have very good science for very long. Neither of those are going to be particularly useful in the immediate future of the war. Minerals perhaps, but 3,000 is kind of a long way away. Exotic gas refineries, if we get into real financial trouble, we can build an exotic gas refinery on a planet, build up a bank of exotic gas, and sell the exotic gas to fund our fleet. But that decision's not going to be disappearing anytime soon. Okay. We can do obviously the same with synthetic crystal plants, we're not going to do that. I am going to go for ion thrusters, but I am going to switch to gas refineries if and when that becomes appropriate to do so. Okay, our friend, what are you actually doing with your fleet and what do you have? You have, that's not very much. What's that, 3.3k? Oh, there's no one here. Oh, 2. Okay, fair enough then. They've got 5.4k of fleet. Are you using them? Yes, you are. Good boys, good boys. Okay. While my guys are here, I'm going to turn on take point and encourage their fleet to link up with mine, and we will create a much more scary blob. The point at which these guys actually have sufficient fleet to come in and start beating us, however, I'm going to turn off take point, and these guys are just going to run away somewhere else, as far away from the fight as they possibly can go. They're just going to get out of dodge, and they're not going to be destroyed. And I'm just going to get occupied, and the war is going to carry on, and eventually Fran, she'll come over, we'll come over, Fran, is going to destroy enough of this guy's ships to cause enough war exhaustion to status quo. Don't try and fight a war you can't win. There is just no point in it. Even if they had claims all the way down to here, I am content with that, because this is my power base. All of this is just fluff I can easily afford to lose. It was stuff that I could take so that in the future I would be stronger and I would have space. But this is the base that I spent ages and all of that concentration building up. This is the bit that can't be invaded. This is the strength of the Empire. This is just fluff. Okay. We have 300 influence. Obviously we're not going to be doing a great deal of building of starbasey type things. One thing that we have done is we've opened borders to these guys now. So rather than doing that one, that's less of a priority than that one is. I want you to build that outpost, and then you'll build that outpost. Because otherwise these guys are going to go. He's probably already on the way. He's building a miner station at the moment. Have you literally only just... No, you built that a while ago. Are you the guy? You're moving to the Antac RAM system. I don't know where the Antac RAM system is. If you press F, you'll find it. Antakram? Seriously? Yeah. A-N-T-A-K. A-N-T-A-K. Antakram. There we are. Ah, that's sod. He might be going in there to build those. It's entirely possible because they don't have ones above them. But he's not going there, at least. I know that much. By the way, if you're going in here, you were like, hang on, it was 2 alloys. Now they've got 4. Yeah, they get double resources. Which is why Grand Admiral is a massive, massive challenge sometimes. But using human decision making, you can typically beat them. Okay, right. You are on your way, allegedly to support research there. I mean, you're not going to be very good at it. There's not a great deal to do. Are you making any research at all? No. Are you making any at all? No. But, well, you can go there, as long as he's out the way. Okay, right. Doink. Edicts. Fleet supremacy. Ship build speed plus 10%. Starting experience plus 100. Diplomatic weight from fleet power. We don't need to worry about that. It does make our fleet more expensive. And I would much prefer to have gone fortify the border before this war happened and then switch, but fleet supremacy.
Fleet enhancements applied.
Okay. Cannot afford to reinforce fleet because we still haven't actually built the alloy foundries yet. You are still filling in the fluff on your way back. Ah, yes, do not forget. 74 days. Oh, now, as you can imagine, with them having 5 point something or other, I said they would have 5 point something or other. They will have a massive fleet. It's not like we're never going to catch up with them. We will definitely catch up with them. Let's go fast. We will definitely catch up with them. We're not going to catch up with them in the immediate future. One thing I was very concerned about was them going into an actual agreed war with these guys. However, they're superior, not overwhelming, and they are pissed off with the hardest empire in the galaxy. These guys are inward perfection, so they're probably not going to declare war. They just like to be left alone. You are suspicious. I'm going to give you 1 mineral per month tribute. Okay. What are we going to do here? We have a problem with stability. We have 1 unemployed guy and a build the noble estates. Get our stability up on, I mean, it's capital anyway, but get our stability up on the home planet. Try and mitigate as much as we can the problems that we have with the with our faction getting all hoity-toity and pissed off. Okay, right, I'm going to get to the end. This has been 35 minutes now. I'm going to get to the end, normal, while I'm looking at it. You're still suspicious, but it's going up. It's only going up by 1, and it will disappear, but that they at least know that we're tribute. We will pay tribute. 2 days, 1 days. Okay. Mine's 142, Jesus. You are how many other research agreements? 3. Well, they're fanatic materialists. They're trying to please their guys as well. Distance is a problem. It's not an insurmountable one. Trust will bring that into the realms of favours that could be spent. And trust is building. We could open borders I'd increase opinion. I don't want to open borders with them though. If we can avoid it, we will. Okay, right, they're going to take absolutely ages then. Let's see if there's anyone who's a little bit closer. No, you spiritualists, never going to happen. Okay, peaceful and materialists. I'm going to stop guaranteeing your independence. That gives us a truce with them as well. Or at least I think it does. Maybe it has to last a certain length of time. And we're going to support these guys' independence. We will come back and redo that later, and we're going to give you... if we can give you 1 rare crystal for 30 years. Now, that's a lot that I'm giving them. But at this point, you know, I'm looking to try and make friends really quickly. Okay, go. Okay, now we can research agreement with them. It's a shame we didn't do that first, but we're going to have to wait a year for our envoy to be able to be changed. Okay, so 142 alloys. Build speed is faster. How long does it actually take us to build? 55 days to build a corvette. I hope that by the time these guys have even come down there, they might actually come in through the top. I wouldn't expect them to, but they might. But hopefully by the time they come down here, I will have at least built 10 corvettes. Alright. Nearly got 5 alloy foundries going. This is why I find Grand Admiral actually quite fun to play. Because if I were to be doing this on an easy difficulty, the fear, the stress that I would experience from having someone declare war on, you'd be like, swat them away, they're rubbish. They've got 5k fleet, probably 6, maybe even 7k fleet. They'll be building up even more fleet. I don't believe you can see on the victory log fleet power. You can see economic strength, see technology strength, but you can't see fleet power, because fleet power ain't a victory condition score. Let's go up to fast. How are we doing for jobs? You're good for jobs. Oh, look at that. Right, we're losing a bit of immigration, but you're gaining the immigration. You're losing the immigration. I don't mind them all landing on the industrial world. You know, it make it a little bit less complicated. We're just going to end up moving them away from other places anyway. Organic remains. Hopefully that'll give us a little science boost. I know we got thingy-majobbies, but we could really do with naval capacity flying up. Because we're going to be flooding alloys into our fleets. Okay, we're good for food. And we're good for consumer goods. Have we replaced the other research? No, we haven't, not yet. Sell 250 of them. Is there any... to be fair, we are lacking a bit in money. Our physics research is maniacal guy though, and I prefer to have them specialise for physics for their school of. For the school. We cannot, I'm afraid. You're 2,000 now. We cannot afford to curate, I am afraid. Okay, can we improve relations yet? 160 days. Still haven't come in. I was expecting to have seen them by now. We're not building anything here, are we? No. If we were, I'd cancel it. Because I wouldn't get the a refund from the resources I'd spent on it. Right, yeah, you, mining station, research station, and then move there, and I will have that starbase. Okay. Our friends, toy soldiers off to war, who? Royal Tharbites, the Kelazaren. Who were the Kelazaren? Nah, up there. They might be connected by a wormhole. No, no, they're just unhappy with the world. Maybe because the Vrin have rivaled them. Possibly. Rivaled by the Kelazar. Yeah, it's probably that one. I would very much prefer Vran to make better friends with the Vrin. Please do so. I request it. Okay, are you attaching to my fleet? We are only encouraging it.
Special project concluded.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That's the last Cybrex. Right. We're going to get a notification very soon telling us that we've found the location of the Cybrex homeworld. Okay, so yeah, you're not actually joining our ship, probably because you've looked at us and realised that we can't stand on our own 2 feet. Contact the nearest science ship for Cybrex Alpha. Where is it? Oh, it's right in the middle of my space. Yes. Number of times I've not got my sodding precursor because it's been in someone else's space. Like, I was in a war, I discovered it, and so it turned up on the map, and the guys I was at war with, it was on our border between both of us, and they came in and they nicked it off me, and I could never get the benefits from it. Okay, you go back to auto exploring.
Hostile IFF.
Okay, fine. We were expecting that. It's only 1.5k. I'm pretty sure they will have more than 1.5k. I want to commit that.
Hostile IFF.
Okay, there is a second one. It's only 700. It's still overwhelming. We are increasing in fleet size. Alright, so they're going to conquer this starbase. There's the green magnets that I was talking about, by the way. We're not going to go and defend it. There is no point in us even trying to do that. Okay, you... I want the money here. So forget what you're doing over there. I want that money. We're 45 minutes. Can I secure... Alright, 6 days. Improve relations with you.
Must be independent.
You didn't sodding tell me that they weren't independent. Oh! They're the Sith, and there's the guys that I couldn't find last time, and I tried to make a bit of a joke about it in editing. Right, okay. They are the ones with the sugar daddies. Hopefully, over time, they will send me the request. I'm hoping they will send me the request, because I can't send them the request. Alright, well, we're at 45 minutes now anyway. I can't take this... Well, I mean, probably more at 40 minutes, because I had 5 minutes worth of fanning around at the beginning. But, yeah, right, I need to stop this this recording now. So we're going to pick this up again. And it'll probably be a new chunk going, like, you know, going into war and stuff. But I need to get this all done before before Steam updates the game, because it might end up breaking the save. Obviously you can roll back to a different version, but can't be bothered going through all that rigmarole. I have enough problems having to uninstall Steam and reinstall Steam to get it to cooperate with Stellaris at times. Anyway, right. So I'm gonna sign off. Come back straight back in.
Oh, for sake.